Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're tuning in from. Welcome to today's Power Boost. So our topic today is your Amber Alert. Your Amber Alert. I'm sure that you are familiar with Amber Alerts. It's something that has nationwide been very effective in alerting the public to emergencies and to dangers, and in fact, it has saved lives, and they're very timely. They are a very timely intervention that can prevent further um, furthering the situation to make it or rather to prevent it from from getting worse. You know, they've taken it from the very way the traffic lights are supposed to work. So they're to tell you that something is happening that can be stopped because you are alerted. So what I'm drawing your attention to today is to your own Amber Alert that you can immediately be aware that you need to put the brake on, because if you continue, it will lead to the kind of actions that you would regret. And so what I'm talking about in terms of your own Amber Alert is anger. Now, anger is never your friend, but if you treat it as an Amber Alert, it can really be something that can influence your behavior in a positive way, such that you put the brake on and you won't ever be making a mistake if you use that emotion that leads you to become, in many cases, violent and out of control. If you use it as your own Amber Alert, because it will mean that the moment you find yourself getting angry, it should alert you that you're about to say or do something that you might regret. And so I find that it is so useful in that regard. You know, the one thing that you can count on anger to do is that it clouds your judgment so totally that you are, especially if it's very, very intense, that you are out of control. And in its most extreme form, it is referred to as temporary insanity. Which is a very legitimate defense for behavior that clearly indicates that you were out of control. And so even in the mildest situation, it's the kind that you might encounter today as you go about your business, where someone may say something that you object to, or may do something that you take personally, or you may be called upon to correct someone or to give someone a specific instruction. But more often than not, it shows up in the form of something or some situation that you are reacting to. And so the moment you begin to feel even slightly irritated or annoyed, which may increase as the situation unfolds, where clearly you are angry and you are finding that you're raising your voice and becoming more and more agitated, that make that your Amber Alert. That is the time, that is the signal that you need to stop. That is the signal that you are about to, or you could possibly do or say something that would be regretful, mistaken, wrong, and cause harm to yourself or to the situation or to others with whom you are interacting with. And the more you do that, the more we will achieve this goal of ours, which is to be peaceful souls, because you will start appreciating more and more what it means to be peaceful and how effective your being at peace is in the environment and in your relationships, and having the kind of outcome that's desirable. We are essentially peaceful souls. And so you want to be able to experience the power that comes from being peaceful. You want to have the experience of having that as your armor when you leave home every day. And of course, not only when you leave home, when you are in the home. Because when we think of anger, we think that it may only occur with regard to others or some external situation. A lot of our anger is directed towards the self. And that is the most damaging of all. Because, of course, it can go on indefinitely. And it can, being angry with yourself, being dissatisfied with yourself, if that is informing your actions, then you will always be showing up as hostile. And that type of hostility is usually covert. And in fact, it occurs unknowingly because it becomes part of your character. So this is something that can lead to a huge breakthrough for those who have this outlook that is informed by being dissatisfied or angry or upset with yourself, and of course with others as well. So have today be the day that you notice when you are becoming angry. And of course, anger does not only show up in terms of your raising your voice, or worse, raising your hands, but it shows up silently as well, where you can become totally silent. But of course, every every um, every interlude of silence does not necessarily mean peace. Sometimes it means deep anger. And in all circumstances, let anger be your Amber Alert. And just as you've come to know it as a means of saving lives, well, it could be your own lifesaver as well as a lifesaver for others. And so that's the meditation for today. And make very sure that your anger is not only um, conquered when it's overt, but also especially when it's covert. And as I said in the very beginning, anger is never your friend, but in this case, if you can, if every time that comes up, that's your Amber Alert, then the more that happens, the less likely you are to find yourself out of control and not the peaceful soul that will give us this peaceful world, this peaceful expression of our true selves that will make our world a better place. So in the moments we may still have, just go within and be at peace. Om Shanti.